Welcome back to week 12 of The Artist's Way, and this is the final week, and it's all about recovering a sense of faith. And in this chapter, it is about acknowledging the mysterious part of creativity itself and recommitting to it. In the first part, Julia writes about trusting the process, having faith. And here she says, creativity requires faith. Faith requires that we relinquish control. This is frightening and we resist it. Of course, if you can't see where you're going, where the path is, and you don't have absolute certainty of the outcome, it is hard to trust that process. But it is by letting go that things will come back to us, the things that are meant for us. And here she quotes, "Follow your bliss, and doors will open where there were no doors before. It is the inner commitment to be true to ourselves and follow our dreams that triggers the support of the universe. So once you are on the path that is the right path for you, she says that doors will open and things will happen. And I think in the meantime, it's really good to always look back at previous goals that you've achieved where the outcome wasn't certain either, and taking those bits of proof into your current process. Next, she talks about the mystery of creativity, of ideas. She says, creativity, like human life itself, begins in the darkness. And all too often, we try to push, pull, outline, and control our ideas instead of letting them grow organically. The creative process is a process of surrender and not control. Meaning, just give yourself time and the idea time to stew a bit, to lie a bit in the dark until you know and acknowledge, okay, this is it. Now there's the idea, and this is what I'm going to do next. But knowing that, it will always come back to you, and sometimes good ideas and good things take time. And as always, with everything in life, even if you want things to happen now, I always want things to happen now, right? I think that's just human nature. Life and creativity is a marathon and not a sprint, unfortunately. Then imagination at play. So with creativity, we sometimes, it is connected to something that has an outcome. Like we can create something, maybe make a profit of it, make it a career. Sometimes just starting it as a hobby, as a thing that you enjoy, it can be absolutely silly. You don't have to be brilliant at it. It is really the playing part. And here's the paradox. She says, it is a paradox of creative recovery that we must get serious about taking ourselves lightly. We must work at learning to play. It is really important to playing and not taking yourself too serious, is basically what she says. And the final thing Julia writes about is escaping velocity. So that once we get close to something, there's a test that something or someone comes in our way and stands in the way between us and achieving the thing. And it's sometimes really in the 12th hour, so super close to getting the job, getting the partner, creating this wonderful piece of art, finishing this wonderful piece of art. And she says here, certain groups of people can either hinder you or support you. And she takes that into the tasks as well. So making a list of people that you maybe want to share your ideas with that will support you and will help guide you in a bit, and other people where if you would share the ideas with them, they might drag them down and they're not as helpful and not as supportive. There were a couple of other great tasks, like looking back at your negative beliefs, doing a bit of mending, and rereading the book and telling friends and family about it. What I've done, I've had several conversations with people about that I'm doing the book and how it has helped me. And what I want to keep doing in the future is that once a week I'll just look at one of the tasks at random that I want to do and just continue that. other task I haven't done before, or maybe redo a task that I enjoyed. And I think this weekend what I want to do again is to do some baking. I think that would be absolutely lovely. It's now kind of autumn season. It's kind of started in September, so I think it's a great time to bake something. And I did the morning pages, so I've finished the 12th chapter 2-3 weeks ago, and in that context, I still did the morning pages. Now things have changed a bit. My routine has changed a bit, and a bit even more busier. So I'm trying to figure out a new way how I can integrate the morning pages, because I do feel the difference, which is really, really interesting. What I've also felt is I'm still struggling to do the outer states or remind myself to do them. And it was this week and last week where I could slowly feel the pond becoming more and more empty, creativity wise. So I set myself the task this weekend to do an outer state. I don't know what I'm going to do yet, but I will have to do it. And I want to do it because I think I really, really need it. And yeah, I think that's already really first good overview of all the 12 weeks. I mean, it has been longer than 12 weeks, more than 12 chapters. And knowing, when I do the things and when I don't do them, how that affects me, I can now really feel the difference, which is really, really good, because it means it works. I've learned so much through this. What I want to do is take a couple more weeks and then do a full review of the 12 weeks. So I'll be back soon with that. But before I go, of course, let me pick a card. Earth and ground. Okay, so earth and ground is basically about that you might be feeling all over the place right now. And this is a card to remind you to connect with yourself, to your initial ideas, and ground yourself, because you might be spending too much energy at various different projects, and it's hard to focus on one thing at a time. So it is basically taking a step back, maybe getting out into nature as well, and that once you reconnect, then you can focus your energy better. And I think that's also a really good reminder for myself. So I'll probably go for a small walk after this. Okay, so thank you so much for staying with me for those 12 chapters. I very much appreciate it, and I look forward to give you the full review in a couple of weeks. See you then. Bye.